Sun Tzu said that the highest form of victory is achieving it without a fight. People prefer to judge people on their appearance, on what is visible in their eyes, clothes, gestures, words, and actions. In the social realm, appearance is the barometer of all judgment. It is proved through research that persons who utilize positive body language are more pleasant, competent, persuasive, and have greater levels of emotional intelligence. Most nonverbal information is communicated through body language. These tiny details, which you may not be aware of, have a significant impact on how others perceive you, whether you try to intimidate, look confident, or attract. Curious? Let's roll. 9 Powerful Body Language. One, eye contact. According to one research, eye contact makes your words more memorable. 30% of eye contact results in considerably higher word retention, and eye contact tends to make people more self-aware and honest when confronted. Maintaining steady eye contact will also help motivate people to complete tasks they have already agreed to. Holding someone's gaze has been proven to create genuine attraction and even lead to love. However, it may also indicate attention, scrutiny, distrust, or curiosity. Too much eye contact is generally considered as communicating superiority, domination, lack of respect, a threat or a threatening attitude, and a desire to insult. Too little eye contact is interpreted as not paying attention, being polite, insincere, dishonest, or being shy. What is too much and what is considered lacking eye contact? Experts suggest having 55 to 75% while listening and 75 to 85% when speaking. Maintain this amount of eye contact both while you are talking and while you are listening. When disengaging, turning your head sideways makes you more memorable because disengaging downward signals submission and is perceived as having a lower status. 2. Smile. When you smile, your brain produces small chemicals called neuropeptides that aid in stress reduction. Other neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins are also involved. Endorphins ease minor pain, and serotonin is an antidepressant. Smiling not only has its health benefits, but you'll be also look confident, approachable, trustworthy, well-being. Make other smiles back. This is a good weapon for any circumstances and can work well even when insulted because smiling and acknowledging the insult makes the insulter look vastly more inane, stupid, and/or rude than anything you could use to respond. According to a study that was done to discover the most attractive facial expression among happiness, pride, shame, neutral, happiness is the least attractive expression for men but the most attractive expression for ladies. Pride, on the other hand, is the most appealing facial emotion for men but the least attractive for women. 3. Unreactive. Being reactive is being prepared to react or respond to something promptly instead of acting on one's own. This might be emotional or just an interruption. Reactive people are frequently disempowered, believing they have little control over their circumstances or emotions. The individual responding to the other person has less social power, whereas the one directing the issue gains power. Being non-reactive means that you regulate your emotions and create an impression of confidence regardless of how you feel on the inside. Uncontrolled emotions are counterproductive. In many ways, logic is better than emotion. The more you can think critically and objectively about a decision before you make it, the more likely the decision will be the best for you. The less you are driven only by emotion and instinct, the fewer impulsive or irrational decisions you should make. Train yourself to control your emotion-action response. Do not give away your attention easily, especially when you are interrupted while doing something. One example you can practice improving your non-reactiveness, especially in conversation, is frame control. Frame control refers to the body of skills and attitudes with which you control social interactions. When you have frame control, people are playing by your rules. 4. Appear larger. Going back to our prehistoric roots, a common and critical way to show dominance is to appear large and powerful. In the animal kingdom, Many fights are settled by a simple comparison in size, which saves the parties from engaging in a costly and potentially bloody fight. Modern humans have inherited this behavioral bias to compete with another person. They use the same body language and size signal to show that they are superior or are a big enough threat to be avoided. A slightly wider stance indicates that the person feels grounded and confident. A wider stance makes the body wider and hence appear bigger and is a signal of power and dominance. This also takes up more territory and shows domination. Placing hands on hips or the arms akimbo. A study found that doing the akimbo stances for a minimum of 2 minutes increases the testosterone level and lowers the level of cortisol. Truth be told, good posture can make you look taller, broader, and stronger, and it can make you feel more confident and capable. Good posture can even improve your mood, reduce back pain, and decrease stress. Avoid crossing legs or arms. These are associated with negative perceptions such as timidity, shyness, discomfort, and protectiveness. 5. Touch. The most primitive and powerful nonverbal cue, essential because of the ways it communicates emotions to others, and this creates a human bond and it stimulates the production of oxytocin, sometimes known as the love hormone. Touch can be a powerful way of communicating emotions nonverbally. It offers a subtle and more nuanced approach in which we interact with others. Invading the other's personal space shows dominance, such as patting the person on the back or holding an arm, indicating ownership of that person. In general, socially acceptable parts to touch are the shoulders and hands. Start doing an equal handshake. This signals confidence, openness, and power during an interaction, leaving both interactants feeling warm and fuzzy. Handshaking makes a lasting positive impression, and twice as many people will remember you. 6. Hand gestures. Our hands speak volumes about who we are. Research has found that our brain pays attention to hands more than any other body part because we have evolved to look at them as a safety mechanism to make sure people won't attack us. Our brains have trouble trusting someone when we can't see their hands. Additionally, a study by Colgate University found that using hand gestures makes people listen to you more carefully. There are 3 main palm command gestures: the palm up position, the palm down position, and the palm closed, finger pointed position. An experiment found that the lecturers who mostly used the palm up position received 84% positive testimonials from their participants, which dropped to 52% when they delivered the same presentation to another audience using mainly the palm down position. The finger pointed position recorded only 28% positive response, and some participants walked out during the lecture. Use these appropriately. 7. Dynamic walk. It takes a criminal just 7 seconds to select their next victim. The criminals read the pedestrian's nonverbal signals and use those to make their choices. Basic movements made by the pedestrians, such as the length of their stride, how they moved their feet, the way they shifted their body weight, and whether their arms swung while walking, came into play and were interpreted as signs of vulnerability. So how do you avoid being a target? Steve Cardian recommends being the hard target by doing the STAR. Stride, take forceful, confident steps with a gait that is neither too short nor too long. Tall, shoulders back, chin up. Arms, let them bend naturally at the elbow and swing them as you walk. Awareness, take a look around as you walk, noticing people and things that might seem out of place. Relax, above all, stay calm, cool, and collected. 8. Voice pitch. Experiments reveal several important ways in which voice pitch influences how we perceive and interact with one another. Males with lower pitched voices tend to be perceived as more attractive, physically stronger, and more dominant, respected, commanding, and more likely to be followed. This is because lower voices in men tend to correlate with higher levels of circulating testosterone in the bloodstream, which in turn correlates on average with increased physical and social aggressiveness. For females, the standard is dichotomous. Women with higher pitched voices tend to be considered more attractive, whereas those with lower pitched voices are perceived as more dominant. In an evolutionary sense, then, women with higher voices should be perceived as more attractive, because a high voice is associated with peak fertility on average. In addition, the research found that both males and females preferred a lower-pitched voice, whether the candidate was female or male as their preferred leader. 9. Minimal movement. High-status people always maintain their cool, which is showing as little emotion as possible. The high-status person may utilize his extensive vocabulary to convey his meaning, whereas the lower-status person will rely on gestures rather than words to convey his message. He lacks words, so he communicates by gestures. In general, the higher a person's socioeconomic status, the less gesticulation and bodily movement they are likely to utilize. People who are cool, calm, collected, and in control of their emotions use clear, uncomplicated, deliberate movements. High-status individuals use fewer gestures than low-status individuals. This is an ancient negotiating ploy. People with power don't have to move much. You will need to cast yourself into a believable role and mentally practice in advance how you will behave if you want others to take you seriously. Confidence will be tested. You don't want to be just a bluff, so back it up with substance. If you are still watching, this means to me that my work is appreciated. To return the favor, I have one more trick for you. 10. Advantageous seat location. People can remember up to 3 times more information about items they see in their right visual field than they do in their left, according to researchers at the University of Oregon. According to their findings, when you give knowledge to others, you are more likely to have a better side to your face. This study found that your better side is your left since it is in the other person's right visual and is the ideal side for giving a presentation. So, when you send a youngster to school, educate them to strive for the left side of the instructor, but when they become adults and attend meetings, encourage them to go for the extra perceived authority provided to them. Congratulations on staying up to the end. Tell me something I don't know in the comments. Till next time.
よろしくお願いします。